So hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming, here with an incredibly special The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Now, I have been doing a lot of grinding for different Great Ones recently, and one of the grinds that I returned to was the Moose Great One grind. Now, since I got my last Great One Moose, I had shot a few moose, and then obviously we took a big break to hunt the Great One fallow deer, and then I came back to moose after getting my last Great One fallow deer. And right here, on Medved Taiga, on my moose grind, something incredibly special ended up happening. And as you will see, we have Great One Moose number 3. Oh my god. I couldn't believe it. All that I saw when I spawned in at this tent was just the orange coat. I just saw the orange, colour of him, and I just freaked out immediately. I knew exactly what it was. Obviously, he sticks out like a sore thumb being that colour. And I just completely freaked out. I really wanted to get this rack, and this rack with this fur just looks incredible. I think it is such an awesome combo. The colours just fit so perfectly together, and I am just so stoked to finally get this rack. I really wanted to get this rack. This is the spider rack, as most people call it, and I think it's just incredible. Just a really awesome looking, non-typical moose. And I fell in love with it the first time we ever saw it back on the EW reveal stream for these guys. And I hoped that one day I'd get to see it in game myself, and I finally did. And it's on a fabled spruce fur. He is absolutely stunning. I mean, just what a gorgeous creature. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, what a fantastic combo. So for me, this is a completely new combo. I didn't have these antlers, I didn't have this fur type for the Great One Moose, so a completely new combo, and I'm just, honestly, I'm so happy about it. He is absolutely stunning. He reminds me of a forest spirit that you'd see in a book. That's what he reminds me of, or some kind of druid spirit animal, something like that. That's really what he reminds me of with the coloration and the markings on him. He's just gorgeous. Now, something really wild ended up happening whilst I was hunting this moose. Tracking him from zone to zone in order to get footage for this video, this kept happening. When I was tracking him from his late evening feed zone to his rest zones, this pack of wolves kept chasing the moose. And you can see there's the Great One. And you may have noticed already what I spotted in that pack. Yeah, there's a legendary. And at this point, I thought there was only one legendary wolf. And I was like, that's nuts to see a legendary wolf chasing a 10 fabled moose. You're never going to see that. The chances of that happening are ridiculously low. And I've basically never hunted the wolves on this map. I've shot some when they've attacked me and stuff, but I've never actually hunted them. And I guess this was an initial spawn, and as they chase the moose up the cliff here, I see that there's not just one, but there is 2 legendaries in this pack, with different estimates. 2 legendary wolves chased off my Great One Moose, and kept chasing him off every time he tried to cross this ice to get to his rest zone. And obviously, we got to take these wolves out. I wanted to take, obviously, the 2 legendaries and find out what they were going to score and if they would make diamond, but I also wanted to delete this drink zone, because this drink zone here is where the wolves are, and this is the feed zone where that moose just was, and he has to cross across this ice to get to where his rest zone is. And so they just kept spooking him, and I needed to find that rest zone to get footage, and I was never going to find it if he kept spooking on his way there. So we're going to take the wolves out, and we're going to use the Sunberg 454, which is actually the weapon that we're going to use to take the Great One Moose. And seeing as it is ethical for wolves too, I figured that it would be kind of cool to take the 2 legendary wolves with this gun as well. Now, obviously, with it being at night here, and, not being able to get particularly close to these wolves because of the wind and everything, little bit of a tricky shot, and I was not entirely confident when I took that shot, but it paid off, and he goes down really quickly, and you can see the other legendary fleeing there. Now, I decided to take the wolf that had the higher estimate first, as I figured he probably had the best chance at being a diamond, but unfortunately he ended up being a troll at 38.87, so not a whole lot off of diamond, but unfortunately not quite big enough to actually make it. And seeing as this guy had the far better estimate, I figured that the other one was probably going to troll as well, and that it would have been 2 trolls chasing the Great One Moose. But obviously, we need to find out for sure, so we're going to take down the second legendary as well. And this is just wild. I did not expect to be including this in this Great One Moose video. The chance of this Great One Moose spawning in this location and being this close to this particular pack of wolves in their drink zone that just happen to have 2 legendaries in it is nuts. Like, I shot a level 5 wolf that was on the other side of the ice that kept spooking him, and I figured that that would be the end of my wolf problems. Had no idea about this zone until I saw them chasing the Great One Moose. And funnily enough, the one that had the lower estimate and the one that I figured probably would troll actually ended up making diamond at 39.36. So we had 2 legendaries chasing a Great One. One was a diamond and one was a troll. Absolutely nuts. I will never get to see something like that in game ever again, I don't think. Like I said, the chance that had to happen for the moose to spawn in this particular area, to use these particular zones, for him to encounter those wolves and for those wolves to actually decide to chase him, it was just absolutely incredible. And like I said, it happened a few times, and I was lucky that I actually managed to get it on camera, because it was just such a crazy experience. And this was the zone that finally, after clearing that zone, and I took the 2 legendaries and then I shot a couple of other wolves to delete that zone, as you can see in this clip. And he finally came to this rest zone. And he actually ended up resting here all the way throughout the night. From the 2 evening rest zones that he had were both here, or 2 nighttime rest zones, I should say, were both in this location. And he just was not going to get here unless I got rid of those wolves. So I was so, just amazed at how that happened. Like I said, completely by chance, for the luck and all of the RNG for him to end up spawning, then for him to end up spawning next to a pack of legendary wolves, basically, or for his zones to be next to a pack with 2 legendary wolves. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. It was just nuts. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like I said, I'll probably never see anything like that again, just because of the circumstances and the luck that had to go into that actually happening was wild. Now, finally, after we got rid of all the wolves and the couple of lynx that were in the area as well that were causing problems, finally, I got to get some really nice close-up footage of this guy. Now, you'll see that he is actually nervous here. I think it was another lynx that spooked him. There were so many predators in this area that kept spooking this poor guy, and it made it so difficult to try and get footage of him. But thankfully, after he fled, he came back nervous. And not only did he come back nervous, but he ended up walking straight towards me and giving me just an amazing view of this stunning moose. I mean, just incredible. And I know I'm going to say that a lot throughout this video. The words incredible and amazing and stuff are going to keep cropping up. But it was an experience. And I would never have got to see 2 legendary wolves chasing a Great One Moose if I wasn't doing this thing where I follow them to their different zones. If I hadn't been following this guy I was actually trying to follow him from an evening feed zone to his rest zone. If I hadn't done that, I would never have seen that happen. So following these animals around sometimes leads to not just cool encounters with the animal that you're tracking, but cool encounters with animals in the environment with these trophy animals, and it's just nuts. Just nuts. Absolutely insane. I'm so glad that I managed to get that footage of the wolves actually chasing this guy, because I don't think that, it's one of those things that unless you see it, you wouldn't believe it. Just absolutely insane. But can we just appreciate just how gorgeous this guy is? He is so stunning. He is so majestic. Like I said, he really does remind me of a mythical forest spirit. That was the thought I had in my head as I was seeing him. The way that the markings are on the face with the 2 sort of orange patches of fur that come up the either side on the cheeks, under the eyes, and then of course those blue eyes on the white face. It's just so regal, and honestly I think that the antlers and the colour of the antlers go so well with this fur type. I feel like it's almost like an intended combo, because it just looks so freaking beautiful. Oh, I love Great One Moose, and you know, my first grind for my first Great One Moose was like nearly 8,000 kills. It was absolutely grueling. It was like 4 or 5 months of grinding moose, and a lot of that was just grinding moose. I did take a couple of breaks in there as well, just because I got so burnt out. It honestly nearly broke me. And then finally we got the first Great One Moose, and then a few thousand kills later we got the second Great One Moose. And now to have like a really short moose grind has been insane. I mean, I think the Moose Great Ones are my favourite. I just love them. I think they're so cool. I love the big, non-typical antlers. I just think they're fantastic. I mean, even the big, typical rack, I think it looks fantastic. But I love these non-typical racks. The 3 that are unusual, you know, this one, the really big non-typical one, and the quad paddle. I think they're just so incredibly cool. And I really hope to get a big non-typical and a quad paddle. And I am going to keep grinding, I think, for more moose eventually, and try and get those racks, because yeah, I think that they are my favourite Great One, and I just I panicked so hard when I saw this guy. I wish, again, I hope at some point that I can do live reactions. With how my setup is at the moment, it's just not really feasible, but I was not, for once, I was not in a voice call or anything. I was just sat grinding away, just chilling by myself, and I felt like I'd been kicked in the heart by a mule when I saw this guy. Like, the just, oh my god, that's a Great One Moose moment. It never gets old for me. It made me emotional. I was getting, like, teary-eyed. So much work goes into these things. Like, even if it's a relatively short grind, it's hours. You know, I play this game between, like, 12 to 15 hours per day. And so even a grind that only takes a few days, it's still hours and hours and hours of work and hundreds of kills. So even though this was a relatively short grind, you know, there's still a lot of work that goes in behind it. Okay, not as long as, you know, the 8,000 kill grind, but it still means so much to me. And I don't take it for granted when something spawns. And I know I've been getting really lucky recently, and I don't know why, but I will take it. Getting to have these incredible experiences with these incredible animals in this game, it never gets old for me. And I always say it's an experience for me, and, you know, it is an experience. I mean, you don't get to see animals like this every day, and then you don't get to see 2 max level wolves chasing a fabled moose every day, which is an experience. Like I said, it's not just a trophy, it's an experience, and that's why I love going and filming these animals. And, you know, it just means so much to me. And getting to see him here in this early morning light as he was in his feed zone, it's just magical to me. And I know it's a game. I know this. I know it's a game and it's not a real moose. But for me, like I said, it's the culmination of a lot of work. And, you know, even though, like I said, this grind was short, it's still been a lot of work getting my map set up and all of this, that and the other that's gone into the other grinds as well on this map. So that work has, you know, helped with this grind. So there's just a lot of work that goes into it. Even, like I said, even though I do it basically all behind the scenes, and then I record the good things that happen along the way, and I cut out, you know, just the grinding part. It means so much to me because of the work that goes into it, and because these animals are so special, and I don't take them for granted. Just the tones of orange in his fur, like there's darker, almost red colours in the top on his back, and then some of the lighter, more ginger, like sort of light colour orange going into the white. Just a stunning combo. I'm getting emotional talking about it again. But finally, I knew it was getting close to the time where I was going to take this just majestic giant. I knew it was getting close to the time. And like I said, we're going to take him with the Sunberg 454. And he was stood so perfectly broadside here that I saw I had a very clear opportunity. That's why I zoomed in with the binos. I was almost mentally preparing myself. And I line up my shot, and I take the shot, and he goes aggressive. And just look at this. He stumbles towards us aggressive and actually charges us and nearly kills us while he's actually aggressive as he's actually finally starting to go down. This was just an incredible experience. Like, my description of it was a stumbling giant as he walked towards me as I had the scope up there when he went aggressive. And, like, I just took a moment here because I was just in shock at what just happened. That was one of that, I think that was the coolest actual kill I've ever had on a Great One. For him to go aggressive and, like I said, just stumble aggressively towards me. Like I said, it all just made me emotional because he's such an incredible beast. And thankfully picking him up really quickly there just so that there was no risk of the game crashing or anything. He is a Great One. We did get the medal. We got the vital hit, which we saw when we took the shot. Wow. Just wow. I'm sorry, I'm emotional. Like, I know I always seem to get emotional with these things. But it means so much to me that I hope it comes through in these videos. I really, really do. I will never get tired of doing this. And, like, grinding for trophies and stuff, it's something I really enjoy. Like, I don't get to do a lot of stuff in real life due to my mental health and stuff. I don't get to do a lot. It's unfortunate. It's just part of my, you know, my autism, my anxiety, and all the problems that I have that, you know, I deal with. And so I put a lot of time and a lot of effort into this game, and when the things pay off, it's just such a rewarding feeling. And, you know, not only do I get rewarded with an incredible trophy to put in the trophy lodge, but also getting rewarded with these really cool experiences, which I feel like if you just take a shot, you know, you spot it in its drink zone and then you just shoot it there and you don't spend the time following these animals about, I feel like, you know, you miss out on an experience, like, with the trophy. The trophies mean so much more to me because of these experiences. Like, now, when I talk about this Great One moose, it's going to be the Great One that got chased by 2 legendary wolves. And he's got a really cool story to go along with him, which, seeing as he is a 10 fabled, I think that really adds to the whole fabled thing if they've got a story of the hunt from, you know, you following it about to actually talk about when you talk about this trophy in the future. And that, for me, is honestly just the best thing. It really, really is. I really genuinely do. I care so much about these moments and these experiences, and getting to record them and share them means a huge amount to me. It is so special, and I'm really privileged that I get to record these moments and to have, you know, people to share them with. I'm really grateful for everybody who watches, because it's a celebration for me of, hey, look at how cool this thing is. And, you know, let's appreciate the beauty and everything that goes into these incredible animals. And I love these experiences so, so much. I really, really do. And he's just an incredible looking moose. I mean, absolutely just stunning. Just stunning. And like I said, I'll always remember that moment where I just saw the orange fur. Like, I didn't even have to, like, fully look at the herd. I just spawned at the tent, turned around, looked, saw the orange fur, and I knew that there was a Great One there. And then obviously I get to pull the binos up, see what antlers he has and everything, and he's just this most majestic combo. What an incredible, incredible animal. Just awe-inspiringly beautiful to me. The moose, like I said, I love the moose. I just think the moose is so cool. I have loved them ever since we first saw them get revealed. Getting to see the different furs and the different racks. There's not a combo I dislike with the moose. I think they all look so, so fantastic. I think they did such an amazing job with the artistry and the detail and everything with the moose. I think they fit the 10 fabled description so well. I mean, if you saw that in real life, I don't know. I don't think I'd cope. You know, seeing a non-typical moose would be incredible. And then if it had some kind of unique fur as well, that would be a fabled animal. And like I said, fabled, it's like something you'd see in a storybook or see in a film or something. So, yeah, I think that this fits the whole 10 fabled thing pretty darn well. And now, of course, we get to put him in the trophy lodge. A memory to keep forever in here. Wow. Isn't he just so magnificent? Like, they just look so fantastic. I really wish that there was a moose huddle mount, because I'd love to put my 3 Great One Moose next to each other in a mount, even if it could only go, obviously, on, like, the massive platforms, the biggest platforms that exist, but have it like the Huddle Fallow or the Huddle Whitetail, where they're looking in different directions and stuff. A Huddle Moose mount, I think, would look wild. You know, maybe the positions might have to be altered a bit just so that there wouldn't be so much antler clipping, because I can imagine with these incredible giants that there would be some antler clipping, but I think, you know, we need some more moose multi-mounts. Like, or 2 bulls fighting, or even just squaring off with each other. Just some cool multi-mounts for these guys, I think would be really awesome. I am probably going to go and try and get a quail, a bobwhite quail diamond, or rare, if I ever got lucky enough for that, to put in a multi-mount with one of these moose, because that's, you know, that's the only moose multi-mount there is with the bobwhite quail. But even just on their own, they're just so majestic, and they're so impressive. The stature, the size, the antlers, just the coat, everything. There's not one thing that's unimpressive about that incredible beast. He's just magnificent. And I'm sorry if I've rambled throughout this video, and I've got emotional again, and all of these things, but like I said, making these videos, and everything that goes into a video like this, it's so much work, it's so much emotion, it's so much meaning to me. So, that is going to be it for this video. I really, really hope you have enjoyed it. Another incredibly special moment that I am so excited to be able to share with you all. And I can't wait to hear what you guys think of this, what I think is just the most incredible, beautiful, awesome moose. I think he's just incredible. And like I said, I'm going to keep grinding. I'm going to keep grinding. And if I keep getting lucky, then that's amazing. But if we have longer grinds, then that's okay too. I don't mind a longer grind. I will persevere through longer grinds. You know, if I've got a goal in my head, I will work towards it for the, you know, as best as I can. And that was the same with that first moose grind. And now we've finally had a short moose grind. We had a really, really long grind, then a more average grind, and then a really short grind. So it's just wild. I'm so excited to be able to share this. I even ended up posting a couple of pictures in the official Discord with spoilers covering it, because I just couldn't contain my excitement about this. It was just the most wild, incredible, insane experience. And I like I said, just for those 2 wolves to be there as well, and that to add to the story of this hunt, so special. It's just so special. But I will stop rambling now. Thank you so much for watching, and for all your support as always. You guys are just amazing, and all the love and support, it really does mean a huge deal to me, and I'm always really humbled by it, so thank you so much. But that is going to be it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.